Australian migration has always been in response to these kind of global events, but then shaped through national policies. So, you know, from the White Australia policy to multiculturalism, nowadays we have much more of a focus on skills. So the majority of the migration program has been for skilled migrants, people with high levels of education and who have occupational experience in this list. There's this government-generated list of occupations in demand to fill skills shortages. So these days, almost 70% of Australia's migration program is set aside for skilled migration. There is still, in terms of the national imaginary, there's still a core Anglo culture that is very, very much in place. So I think while the second and third generation migrants are making inroads, especially in the business world and the commercial world, when it comes to things like the media and when it comes to representation in politics, there's still a long way to go. I mean, in places like Sydney, as it just keeps on growing and growing, you know, like I think you can see this kind of gentrification happening. So at the moment, places that are slightly west of Marrickville, you know, like Canterbury or Belmore, you know, that are quite, you know, economically depressed right now, you can see that maybe in a decade's time they'll be the new Marrickville, you know, and then the whole thing will sort of shift again. In a way, you can just see this is a natural evolution, but I know that Marrickville Council is quite concerned to keep some kind of housing affordability in its areas, because there is also an issue of equity that communities, in one sense, it's pretty awful for communities to be, you know, sort of pushed out of the communities that they've helped to build and establish, and for their kids not to be able to afford to buy their own houses there. Like it's quite I guess it's a bit of that Sydney blight, you know, like that you just you can't afford newcomers to the housing market just can't afford anywhere where, you know, they're used to living.